What do you love the most about our village, Gorai?
The most I love about this village is that
Was there any time in your life when you felt like, you know what, it's getting too much? What advice would you give young women who want to serve their community? What is your dream for Gorai in the next 10 years? I don't know why I cannot remember these questions. I'm supposed to remember them.
because you're sitting in front of your teacher, you're nervous. That is why you're forgetting everything.
And action.
Fine, everything right?
Action.
Okay. All right. So let's begin. It's a long introduction. I'll look this way, this way, this way, this way.
The clap first.
Okay. Just clap now. Okay. Today we have with us a very special guest, someone who has played an important role in our Gorai community, Mrs. Switsy Henriques. I first knew you as my teacher, and I must say that it feels kind of surreal for a former student to sit across the table and interview his teacher. Mrs. Switsy Henriques is the president of the Gorai Villagers Welfare Association. It's an organization that represents the interests of residents in Gorai Village, especially concerning local development and civic services. She is also an educator at heart, a passionate home baker, and a loving mother of two. But beyond the titles and responsibilities, my dear friends, she is someone who has consistently stood for her community with courage and conviction. Ma'am, it's truly an honor to have you here with us this evening. Now, before we get into the details of leadership and public life, I would like to start with something more personal.
Okay.
Can you take us back in time and tell us what was Gorai like when you were young?
First of all, thank you, Ashton, for having me on your show. And as you said, it is very different for you to interview your teacher. Even I am feeling something different to answer my student. Okay, and getting back to your question, as you asked me what it was like when I was growing up. I can say as we were growing up, life was very close-knit, peaceful. Maybe we did not have so many resources back then or so many facilities. But yes, the community life was even more important. And I miss many things of the times when I was growing up. Few of them must be those devilfish or the newties, as we say at the Gorai Creek.
Oh, yes.
They have just vanished. Every morning when we woke up, there was a big flock of brown sparrows at our window.
Yeah.
We don't see them anywhere. Suddenly, when our parents took us to the beach, we saw the sea turtles laying eggs at the beach. Where are they? They have all vanished. You go to the hills, there are no karvandas, there are no charaboras. A person living in Gorai can relate, or the person who has lived in Gorai, I'm sure will relate to some of these things that I'm saying. Yes.
What do you love the most about our village, Gorai?
The most I love about this village is that we are all one big family. It is like, if you have a function in your house and if you're sitting to make a list, you'll wonder whom I have to not invite, because all of us know each other. As compared to city life, sometimes you don't even know who's staying next door or in the next building. But here the village is nothing but just one big family. Yes.
You see, Gorai has changed a lot over the years.
Yes.
And what is that one change that has personally impacted you?
I feel now people are not as empathic to nature or to the environment as they have been before. I feel that is one concern which I feel that has really affected me, because now it is more of like we have to see to ourselves sort of nature, which it's not a generalized term, but some changes what I can see compared to before, that where everyone used to come together and just, go ahead. Now it has happened as in, let me see to my clan. You'll say, let me see to my clan. Let me see what benefits me the best. And in this run, we have somewhere left our environment, which we are caretakers of. Somewhere we have compromised a lot on that. That is what I feel.
I think that is why the crows are taking revenge on us and making noise. Okay, Mrs. Switsy, can you tell us about your journey of how you got involved in community issues in Gorai?
If I remember, the first thing that impacted me was my mother. Being a very, very busy housewife and a mother of 3 daughters, she made all the time in the world for community service, church activities. And when she came back, she never stayed quiet. She always discussed. She discussed it with us, with all her 3 daughters. And I feel that was the time when it seeped into us that if a mother can be so brave, so courageous, she was always a peacemaker. She always encouraged us to go into church activities. When there was SEZ issue, she encouraged us to, participate, even as youth, the little bit that we could do. So that was the foundation. Later on, as we grew, we saw many civic issues, many things around. And as educated citizens, what I did is I started attending meetings. I started reading. I started getting involved into meetings. Maybe I was not a leader of something at that point of time, or maybe I was just a normal citizen. But still, I felt that instead of sitting at home and complaining, this thing is just like that, there are potholes on the roads, there is this, that we do not have water supply, we do not have this. I felt, why not get involved? So as we got involved, I kept reading documents. I started filing RTIs, meeting different people. So it was not something that happened overnight. It is the willingness that comes from within, but it is a seed which is sown by your community, by your parents, by your relatives. I can say it is a process made up by the entire community. Yeah.
Okay, so I believe that your mom had to also play a good amount of part
Yes.
in helping you to begin with this
Yes,
journey of helping Gorai
Yeah.
build and come into fruition.
Yes.
Can you brief us about the Gorai Villagers Welfare Association?
So Gorai Villagers Welfare Association is an association of people who are from Gorai, and it is for the entire village, irrespective of your caste, your religion, which is for the entire village and also for the nature of the village. It is not only for the people, but also for the environment, for the trees, and we work on social issues. It is just, you can say a couple of years back we have registered ourselves. So it is not like an age-old, and I'm really proud of the trustees of this association who gave me, I am one of the youngest trustee. And there are many elders in this. And being a woman and being one of the youngest, they elected me as the president, which took me, I don't know, I was very overwhelmed at that point of time. So I really thank them for giving me this opportunity. I try my best to live up to their expectations.
Okay, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
Can you tell us about a few of the work that you have done in the past and probably some vision of for the future?
Yeah. So first we started with the long-standing water issue. So water crisis has been there in Gorai since ages. There are pipelines which have not received water. Pipelines have been laid, but maybe from the past 20 years or more, not a drop of water has reached those pipelines to the Shepali area and all that. So we first started a study on this issue. Morchas had been taken, or whatever, all the steps had been taken. So we sat together and we planned a strategy. We called the people together and we called an advocate and took advice. It is not like that we jumped into some conclusion. And we filed a PIL in the High Court a couple of years ago, 2 years ago, in May. In May 2024, we filed this PIL. And on the first hearing itself, the judge was so surprised and shocked that a village, which is a part of Mumbai, has no water supply. Water is at the mercy of the pipeline, at the mercy of the air pressure, at the mercy of I don't know whoever. And if we went to our elected representatives back then, they said, let the bridge happen, you will get water supply. I mean, it was just like a give and take thing. So why? We are taxpayers, we should get our basic necessities. And in the very first hearing, we got an interim order which says, supply 10 tankers on a regular basis until and unless you do not resolve the water issue till the suction tank is built. So from the past 2 years, we have an interim order which says that 10 tankers should be provided to the Gorai village, irrespective of where it is going. Now, in the recent times, again, there have emerged some issues regarding this water crisis, which we will be working on it, surely. That was one issue. Then there was this metro car shed which had to be built at Dongri by cutting down thousands of trees. There were many people from the entire Dharavi island which came together and went and fought there. We were also one of the association who participated in that. Then other thing I can say is recently there were many notices which were issued, which was more related to the datum line of BMC, that maybe I'll have to elaborate that on a bigger scale. In that time, we went and we had a morcha taking the entire village. Not just we collaborated with all the other associations unitedly. And there was a great support from the entire village, and somewhere it has been beneficial. And these are the major issues I can say, but the smaller issues like a single pothole, a street light not working, a pipe leakage, which is we are working on a daily basis. Then there are also issues where there are certain families who are the original residents of Gorai, but did not have electricity supply from the past 20 years. They went from pillar to post, to all the people whom they could, but to no avail. The association followed up on this matter through its legal procedures, went to different organizations, got the paperwork done. And by God's grace, last year, I suppose, they got the electricity connection. So these small bits and pieces, what we are doing, gives us great joy. Yes.
Yeah. And I think the people also are very happy because of what you all have done. You all have taken a lot of initiative, and I myself hear that people saying that because you all have begun this, that is why things are going on smoothly. As a president of the Gorai Villagers Welfare Association, I am pretty sure you may have faced some challenges at least initially.
Yeah.
Can you share about those challenges and how you overcame them?
So challenges are a part and parcel of social life. Like when you get into fields like this, you have to expect challenges every single day. Now, how you react to those challenges depend on what the challenge really is. So mostly, one thing we have to understand that no matter what challenge comes, I, as a president, cannot solve it. It is always we who can solve it. So it is always a teamwork. So if any challenge comes, I make sure I have an immediate meeting, or I discuss it with my trustees or maybe members of the other associations, bring them together, discuss, correspond, and come to a conclusion. So that way. And if you talk about other challenges, there is always support from the family. Like challenges like to make some time or to go somewhere. If there is no support from your own family, you cannot overcome any challenges. So I can say the challenges, what I have faced and what I have overcome is only with the help of the family and the people of Gorai Village. Yes.
Was there any time in your life when you felt like, you know what, it's getting too much and I want to just stop, and a lot of burden, too much, it's too much, and you just felt like giving up? Was there any time you felt like that?
Yes, of course. I'm sure each and every head of any association must have experienced that, I just want to give up now. It's enough. I have not done this. Why am I blamed? Why are they talking about me? But then again, I stay still. I discussed. I went it out. And then I ponder. And when I look at the bigger goal, then I feel that this frustration, what I am experiencing, is just temporary. So I make sure that I don't keep it within myself. I discuss. I speak to maybe a person whom I can confide in, or maybe who will give me an advice which will be encouraging and not who will add fuel to the fire. Again, I feel that if this incident has happened, is there somewhere I have mistaken? I will sit and ponder on it. Because all criticism is not always negative. We get something to learn from it. So I'll sit, I'll ponder. Again, I feel that sometimes it is always good to stay silent. So in such ways, I have overcome those times, because at the end of the day, these things will happen. But then when you look at the larger goal or the bigger picture, these things are just temporary.
Yeah. Now, this reminds me something. So I think there was a study done, from what I remember, and this was during Nazi Germany, when the people were put into the camps, just thrown out there in order to, left out to die. So from what I remember, there was a book written by a scientist, somebody had written this book, and he questioned the people who survived.
Okay.
Like, how did you survive? Why did you not give up? And their answer was, you know what, I was the only one person who could solve this issue in this world. And that is what kept me going, that I am the one who can get this thing done and nobody else can get this done. So looking at the bigger picture, like you said, I'm pretty sure that helps a lot in every
Okay.
single situation.
Yes.
Okay, now tell us, what do you feel, according to you and according to the villagers probably, is one thing that people misunderstand about Gorai from the outside?
You're talking about people who come from the city or maybe from
Yeah.
elsewhere.
Yeah, those who are not residents of Gorai.
Yeah.
What is one thing, or what do you feel like they misunderstand about a village?
So I feel that they just feel Gorai is like a picnic spot, or it is just like a coastal village where people are uneducated. Sometimes I feel like that, they think. And they always feel people of Gorai oppose development. They do not want development. So I feel this is a misconception, because we want development, but we want a people-centric development. We want the development that is for our people. Because the development, when it happens, it affects real people here. It does not just affect the land on the map. So I feel that is a misconception what people have from the outside. But if they come and I think spend a day with the people, they will understand. So if I can just share an example, in Gorai, if any architectural college student comes, what will he observe? Every house has a veranda. And the doors are always open. The first thing what we do in the morning is we open the doors and windows, which is not common in Bombay. Why is that? We are living a free life. We are living a life of freedom and abundance. So we do not want that to let go for some development which will only benefit a particular section of the society. We want that the development should be what? The development should be, there should be colleges, there should be schools, there should be hospitals, playgrounds, maybe there should be cold storage facilities, there should be so many things which are for our people. There should be an East Indian museum, maybe, or a heritage village which we can showcase our culture, which is so rich. So that is the development we are looking for. We want to preserve our nature. We want to preserve the environment. This is the only place in Mumbai which is providing oxygen, I can say, at the moment. RA is also almost destroyed. Gorai is termed as a national mangrove site. And mangroves, you know how important they are. So we are providing oxygen for the rest of Gorai, for the rest of Mumbai, I mean.
Yeah.
So in that terms, I feel that we are like a golden village, I can say. Yeah.
Coming back to that point of development,
Yeah.
from what I remember, people have been telling me that, when they speak about development, they simply mean that Gorai should be a tourist spot.
Yeah.
But I think, just as you mentioned, we need to talk about schools, colleges, also healthcare like hospitals, and maybe something to preserve the culture and heritage of our
Yes.
village. That was of prime importance.
Yes.
That will help the people as well.
Yeah.
All right. So sometimes, I've heard that it is very difficult to work with civic authorities at
Yes.
times. Have you felt the same as the president of the Gorai Villagers Welfare Association? And if yes, then how difficult or how easy it is to work with the civic authorities?
So see, when we work with the civic authorities, when we go to them, we carry emotions with us because we are the original residents from here. So when we want a issue to get resolved, it comes from our heart. Like, we are very emotional and things like that. But I justify their words also because, see, the procedures are very technical and it's very procedural and they have to follow that. And we want results overnight, which does not happen. So they are justified, but you know how it is. They do not look from our perspective. We feel that we are taxpayers and things have to be done our way. This is how we feel. But they feel that thing has to be done like this. So there is always a conflict, but I try my best to correspond, to communicate and come to a consensus. So that is how we can, work, because we have to work with them. they are working for us, but they also have, some restrictions, or they have to follow some procedures. I can't blame them also, but then even we have to somewhere take the middle line.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that balance is
Yeah,
important,
yeah,
and
yes.
understanding of different perspectives
yes.
is something that is going to help.
Yes.
Okay, so now I am pretty sure that you may have gone through some protests, and probably, yeah. And if you've gone through any protests, can you tell me what is going on through your mind? And there's a lot happening there, and there's a lot going on. It's a lot of commotion, a lot of chaos.
Yeah.
But at that particular point of time, what is going on in your mind?
So I can, how you say, I can tell you 3 parts of the protest. One is prior to the protest, one is during the protest, and one is after the protest. So Gorai has been like a land of protest for years together. First, we were in the behind, and there were some other leaders who have led the village fantastically. Today, we are in the forefront, and there is a lot of support from others. Before the protest, there are a lot of paperwork which has to be done. Permissions from police and other authorities and all that. Also, we have to communicate through our documentation to whatever authority is required. You also get threat calls, which we do not openly speak about. So somewhere to suppress your protest, because it might not, align with some agendas. So you get threat calls, but the threat calls are only given to the leaders. And being a leader, we have to swallow it and not discuss about it, which will intimidate the, people. During the protest, my main agenda is to keep the people safe. Like everything should go on well, emotions should not overpower, and there should be nothing bad which comes out. Let us communicate our needs or what we are come for to the authorities in a proper, amicable way. This is what goes through my. And after the protest, there's always victory. I can say 99% of the times there has been some positive outcome from all the protests, which we have done unitedly. Unitedly. In the entire thing, what is most important is unity. Yes.
Okay, let's talk about the emotional part of being a leader.
Yeah.
You gave us a gist about criticisms,
Hmm.
but can you tell us, in brief, probably, how did you face criticisms from other people, and how did you handle these criticisms?
So criticism, again, as I said, is a part and parcel of social life. Criticism will come no matter what you do. So supposing you take a particular decision or you are talking to a particular person, people are like, I'm sure they have done this, that's why this has happened. So the main thing that works over here is misinformation. So if you get some misinformation or some doubt in your mind, I would say the best thing is to communicate, to speak, to come across the table, ask your leader. But here, people are like, they hold their words and they discuss. And lies travels faster than the truth. Everyone knows that. So when criticism happens, again, I told you that, it's very emotional, especially when it comes to personal criticism. It comes very emotional. And at such point of time, what has upheld me the most is the word of God. I might not talk more of the religious part, but of course, the word of God has upheld me and, taken through this every single day and every situation. I can say that is like my manual, which I use it. And there is an answer to every question in that. So my word of God, the Eucharist, my family, the community, and sometimes silence. These are the things that has always helped me fight the criticism.
Okay, so that's very nice to hear,
Yeah.
that how you are staying still strong in spite of, probably some negative emotions that come in. I'm very happy to know that the Word of God and the Eucharist has helped you a lot, because it has done so in my life too.
Yeah.
And I can share something about myself, how I handle criticisms.
Okay.
So I'll tell you about the criticisms that I have received, which are very funny, which are very strange, bizarre, and should never happen to someone. So since we are shooting a podcast, maybe we can talk about videos and photos. So sometimes I click pictures with boys.
Okay.
And when I've clicked pictures with boys, there are some people who will tell me,
Uh-huh.
oh, you're clicking pictures with boys, only boys. that means you are a homosexual. Yeah. And now the next part, the same people, when I click pictures with girls, they're like, you're a priest. You're not supposed to click pictures with girls. If I click pictures with small children, and sometimes their parents only say, well, brother, can you please take pictures with them? And then the comment I get is, so you're a pedophile. That's why you're clicking pictures. Yeah. So this is like horrendous. Even if I click with elders, they'll say that you want their property. That's why you're clicking pictures. And these are the real comments that I also receive. It's very hard to take in, but I'm pretty sure that the word of God, the Eucharist, and Jesus has really helped me to stay strong. People will speak whatever they want.
Exactly.
They will go to different tangents and they'll turn stories into anything. But we need to be strong in what we
Yes.
are and who we are. We know that we are honest, we are
Yes.
authentic. We are not trying to break around things. And so I think that should keep our integrity growing.
Talking about that, my son, Ezekiel, is the biggest fan of yours. You know that. Okay. So it is
Oh,
on
God.
a personal thing what I'm discussing with you, but he just waits for you to come back to Gorai. He'll tell me that when brother comes, and he always tells me that you teach him the values about the Bible. So even I am very happy when he's spending time with you. And one thing what I want to tell you, as you shared, you gave a specific example which is easy for people to understand. I'm speaking generally, but I'm not giving you a specific example. There are worse examples than this, even I have experienced. But if we are honest, if our path is clear, our intentions are clear, and we know we haven't done it, I think nothing else matters, because the final judge is up there. So there will be critics, and these critics help us grow. In fact, they are like, when they criticize you behind the back, they're actually promoting you. So maybe it. Let them enjoy their time. Yeah.
Thank you for that comment about Ezekiel.
Yeah,
Even I love him very much.
Yeah.
And we used to have a lot of fun here.
Yes, yes.
I don't know why I cannot remember these questions. I'm supposed to remember them.
Because you're sitting in front of your teacher, you're nervous. That is why you're forgetting everything.
I have no idea. Probably, yeah.
Yeah, you need that fatka again.
I cannot remember you beating me though.
On the legs.
Really, yeah?
When you used to get wrong in Marathi all the time. Your Marathi was so bad. I don't know how it is now.
Now says bad.
Acha?
Yeah.
Come again for tuition then. I'll teach you.
Online we can surely have. It would help me a lot. Okay, let's go. What advice would you give young women who want to serve their community?
Women, do not underestimate your power. I'm not saying that, I do not, like men also have a lot of potential, but a woman, what she can do, even men can't do. They can spend a lot of energy on something which will be very fruitful. Now, I don't know if you have heard of the butterfly effect.
I've heard, but I forgot about it.
Yeah, so they say that even if you flap your wings, a butterfly flaps its wing. You know how a butterfly?
Yeah.
Yeah, just slight. You don't even feel it. So sometimes when you do something, you say, Arey, she is the president, let her do it. Why should I do it? But even if a little bit any woman does, which will, for the family, for the community, for anyone, maybe you might not see the effect there and then like a big blast or something. But that effect will happen in due time. The only thing is we have to stay consistent. For all the women in Gorai or anywhere, I would just say, read documents, attend meetings, ask questions, speak out, voice out. Don't scream and fight, but speak out. If you don't know to read and write, you're not educated, it's fine. Use Google, use ChatGPT, question them, they will answer you. But stay informed. Don't believe gossip. Don't waste your time in gossip. Spend that time in building your family and your community. It is very difficult for a woman to strike a balance between the family and the community. It is very difficult, but it is not impossible. Even if you give 5 minutes of your day, maybe just to send an email, objecting some cutting down of some 45,000 mangroves. 45,000 mangroves are being cut for what? Just for a road. Now, you don't have to go there and protest on the streets, but maybe you can just take your phone and send an email. And I object such unnecessary development. You can voice out. Study, see the news. Don't just see reels and waste time. So give some part of the day for building yourself, for building the community, and also continuously rely on God. That's what I would say.
And I'm pretty sure that this is going to help a lot of girls who are watching this podcast and
Yeah.
even boys, because we have got the technology, we have got the tools
Yes.
in order to spread awareness. And I think we should make the best use of it.
Yes, even my 2-year-old now, sorry, he'll be 4 at that time. My 4-year-old, he knows to use YouTube and YouTube Kids. We haven't taught them. And my father, who is 70, he'll say, how did he do that? So I mean to say, now everyone is tech savvy. So I feel make use of that little gadget that you have and you can do wonders. Yes.
Mm.
So sometimes it is a curse, but it can also be a boon for yourself and for your community.
What is your dream for Gorai in the next 10 years?
There are so many.
Only tell me one.
I feel that in the next 10 years, Gorai should be developed for the people. That is what I feel. There should be a protection or a regularization of all the structures, the houses, so that people don't live in fear anymore as they are living today. There's a lot of fear in people, you know. I don't know if you are aware of the datum line problem. Even if you have, people feel if you are paying taxes, our houses will never be demolished. And it is not the truth. There are many government rules and regulations which people are not aware of. So in the next 10 years, I feel that that fear has to vanish. Also, the people need to be more united. It is always, I have seen now, it is my cricket group, so I work only for them. It is my Gorai Villagers Welfare Association group, so I'll work only for them. It is this group, that group. No, we are one family. So I feel that in the next 10 years, if we unite, there will be no one who can touch us. Yes.
If you had authority for one day, what is that one thing that you would fix immediately?
Authority in? Authority as in?
As in, I give you some magical powers and you're able to do anything for Gorai, for the people of Gorai.
Oh my God, I wish that thing happens. I can't. How many things can I fix? Like,
just one.
No, please. I have a
Okay,
big
2.
list. No, for the people of Gorai, first thing I'll wake up in the morning and I will resolve the water problem. The second thing is, with my magical powers, I will first build a big hospital somewhere. I will make a playground. Then, you know, so many things coming to my head.
You have an entire day.
Yeah,
You can
I
do
have
all
a
of these
list.
things.
Yes. Then maybe I will regularize everyone's houses. And then I'll keep a meeting in the evening and I'll tell everybody, we all need to stay united. You know, we need to speak more about unity. We all are one. We are not this community or that community. We are Goraikars. So that is what I will do. I will fix their minds, you know, for people who think that we are not one. So that is what I have a big list actually. And I'm even forgetting things that I want to fix. But yes, hospital and maybe a college, maybe a cold storage, maybe a playground, because our children really need to get rid of that mobile phone, like a proper playground. And yes, as I enlisted, there are many things.
What would I do? Even I'm thinking now.
Yeah, because suddenly if someone asks you that question, it's so difficult. It's like you ask somebody, you get a lottery of 100 crores, what you'll do? It's like that type
it's
of question.
unthinkable. It's
Yeah.
like a...
Actually, what you would do?
What would I do? If I get an entire day in Gorai? Yeah, I think I would... don't even ask this.
So it's so difficult. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But good, nice to hear that, you know, playgrounds are very important for a healthy lifestyle. And schools, hospitals, all that is much needed in Gorai.
Yes.
I would plant mangroves actually.
Yeah.
A lot of trees.
Yes.
You would truly make Gorai the lungs of Mumbai.
Yes.
What is one issue you feel that people are not talking much about in Gorai?
So as I said, that many of the people are not aware of the fact that there is a datum line which the BMC has. I mean, if your house exists prior to 1963 or 64, your house is termed as authorized house. And you have not done any changes in that till today. I mean, you have to live in that same house, no matter if the roof is leaking or not. But if your tax bill or any proof of your house is after 1964-65, your structure is termed as an unauthorized structure. So if tomorrow there will be any government project or anyone complains about your house or anything happens, the government will not, the BMC will not think twice to demolish your house. So don't live in dreams that, this is our property. They will not even see the property belongs to whom. They will only ask you, what permission do you have to build this house? And it is our own land. It is our own village. Where will we go? People who have migrated and come from out think that something happens to Gorai. They will leave everything. They will take their bags and go back to their village. This is our home. This is our village. We have been born here and we have to die here. So I feel the main thing people need to talk about, one is our houses need to be regularized, first thing. And second thing, again, as I'm repeating again, we have to understand that we are not, like Kunbi, Bhandari, Koli, शिकलेले, नाही शिकलेले, डोंगरावरचे, शेतांचे, गावांचे, बंदरावरचे. No, we are the residents of Gorai. So that is one thing people need to talk more often, that we are one community. Yes.
Okay. What kind of future do you wish that the younger generation, the next generation of Goraikars should inherit?
So as I said, like supposing I go to a shop and my son cries for something which I know is not good for his health, I will make sure I'll make him understand. I will tell him, Baba, this is not good for you. And I'll make sure I give him something which is best. So in the same way, when we are doing something, some in the village, like any development project, we feel this is beneficial. But we have to understand that if it is at the cost of the environment, if it is destroying a hill, it is destroying a valley, or it is destroying the sea or the beach or the coastline, it is for eternity. It cannot be reversed. And that is not what we want for the next generation. We need our calm, we need our peace, we need our freedom, and we need our environment, which we want to give to the next generation, a air that they can breathe, like a good quality air, not like what is going on in Delhi or in Mumbai. The people who go to work from Gorai, early in the morning, they wear their sweaters and they go. It's freezing cold here. The moment they cross the Gorai Creek, it's like summer. So this is what is about Gorai, which we need to preserve and give to the next generation. The nature, the calm, and the environment. Yes.
Yeah, actually that makes sense, because I myself, when I come from Thane to Gorai,
Yeah.
I just realized that the temperature just drops. The air is fresh and clean, and the weather is just good, just right. So it actually feels great.
You have seen cyclists coming?
Yeah.
So the cyclists from Borivali, from Bhainder, Mira Road, they are coming to Gorai. Why? What is so special? Don't they have roads? They have better quality roads than us. But the air here, the oxygen is what is there. And if we keep destroying the environment or they keep destroying the nature, it is going to retaliate badly. And that is not what we want for the next generation. We need to educate them and make them empathic towards the nature and the environment. Yes.
So now, did you ever feel a thing that, I would become a priest anytime?
You? Never.
This is not in the book.
So when you used to come for tuition, you were one of those naughty ones. And there were some of you, I don't want to name them. I thought they would be a priest.
Take the names now. Oh yeah, they would be priests, and I remember Amol. Amol was the
Amol,
one.
no, Anmol.
Oh, sorry, Anmol. Oh
Yeah.
gosh. Oh gosh, Anmol. Yes.
Even today, he speaks the word of God so well. I was sure this guy is going to be a priest. And you were one of the naughty ones. Yeah, it made everyone laugh.
Really?
And
Nice.
yeah, I remember on that table and you were like, ha. And I never thought that you would be a priest at least. No way.
So I think God works in mysterious ways, and
Exactly.
God can bring up anyone, anywhere to become a leader as
Yes.
well.
Yes.
And we're very happy to have you as a leader in Gorai.
Thank you so
have
much.
Helped Gorai to become what it is today.
Thank
And
you.
many people are appreciating for the lovely work the Gorai Villagers Welfare Association is doing.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Switsy Bhai, for coming to our podcast. Thank you so much. We really had a wonderful time. And I'm pretty sure that, this podcast will be like a platform to create awareness on how we can stand up for our leadership in Gorai,
Yes.
how we can really bring about a change. It's not about making a big difference, but wherever we are, if we plant if we bloom wherever we are planted, I'm pretty sure that will help all of us. So thank you once again, Switsy Bhai, for coming on our podcast. Thank you, cameraman
you.
Mr. Chris Dsouza, for hosting us, for taking a lot of trouble coming all the way from there, getting all of your cans and equipments. This wouldn't be possible without you as well. And
Thank you.
we'll hope to have something different in the future. If you guys have any other questions and would like us to talk on any other topic, do let us know. Surely we'll have another video coming up soon.
Thank you. Thank you, Ashton. Hoping to meet you soon again.